Taurus, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. Happy new week. I hope things are going well in your world. We are about to move into Pisces season, beginning to midweek, which is nice. We're getting in some water energy. It is the last in the zodiac cycle, so to speak. So it is really about closing out, endings, releasing, letting go. And with that in mind, we're seeing a lot kind of come up in the collective. We had a full moon in Leo last week, which brought in some unexpected change, upheaval. We're kind of contending with that energy right now. Thankfully, the astrology is pretty quiet. It's going to get a little messy towards the end of the week, but for the most part, through the end of the month, we're getting a little rest and reprieve. And Mars is actually going to go direct at the beginning of next week. So we'll have all planets direct during that time, which is going to help bring in options, especially around places where we've been seeing a lot of limitation, not a lot of opportunities, etc. We're going to start to see the flow open up a little bit more, which is definitely welcomed. We kind of need some of that energy. A lot of this has been about being patient, being consistent, and being patient in the process, which, again, not easy at all. It forces us to self-reflect. It forces us to be aware of habits, patterns, messy people, messy situations, etc., and how we're going to change, our response, our interaction, and integration with those things. That's why I like to start off these readings with an energy cleansing, just kind of cleanse out some of that limitation we're coming into. It will help set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. It's also a really good time to set your own intention as well. Especially if you've come into this reading with something on your heart, on your mind that you would love Spirit to deliver messages to you around, definitely give that over, be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize the collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them if you want me to look at your specific situation, what's specifically going on with you. Or if you're looking more for a rebalancing of your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic consultations, holistic consultations, helping us realign with ourself, with our authentic self, essentially who and what we actually want to do and be. When we're operating from that space, that's really where we're connecting with our happiness and our fulfillment. So I would love to help support in whatever way possible. If you resonate, vibe with my energy, if you want to reach out, all that info is in the description box below. All right, Taurus, with that, fire. Let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, so beginning of the week is nice because we are finding a little bit more peace. And I'm really feeling that coming from your energy this week. There's this level of acceptance that I feel like you haven't really had in quite some time. It's this energy of relinquishing control on some level, or this idea that there is control, right? That we can control certain people, certain situations, etc. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? Really, at the end of the day, the only thing we can control is ourselves. I know that kind of goes without saying, but it does really look like you're taking some time to reflect, and I think this is coming from a place that maybe you're waking up at night. Maybe this is kind of in those quieter moments, whether that is in the evening time, whether it's in the wee hours of the morning, wherever that is for you. I feel like you're really kind of forcing yourself to reflect on something and make changes accordingly, see something from a different perspective in order to get different results. But it is going to take a lot of trust in order to get there. And that's what I feel like you're succumbing to this week, right? This value of like, you can trust in the path, in the process. There's this part of you that maybe is feeling a little bit unworthy, like you don't deserve, right? Doing some self-reflection is never easy. We always put those things into question. Did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? Did I act right, etc.? And we want to believe that we do. And here's the thing. I feel like this is uncovering something that maybe you haven't even admitted to yourself in quite some time, right? A lot of times we find things, people, situations in life that can kind of plug into our idea, into our fantasy, that might even work for a period of time. But in reality, something about it needs to be shifted, right? Something that is actually your commitment to this thing is burying this other part of you. And I do feel like some of this is coming up this week. It's not the easiest. It's not maybe the most peaceful in your heart. I do feel like even though there's acceptance, maybe acceptance is a better word for you, even though there is acceptance, there's also this part of you that, understand, it's loss, it's grief, and places where that's been unexpected, places where there is need of that self-reflection. A disconnect is what I'm seeing. Something wasn't right. It wasn't the right fit. It did take you off course. And I think it does look like a lot of processing. It looks like a lot of processing, and it looks like you're moving towards a situation where there are things that you want. There are things that you still want out of this dynamic, out of this exchange. But the process to get there feels a little difficult, maybe a little dicey, a little sticky. Let's see why. You don't really know what your options are, because both parties feel on the defensive. There feels like a lot of challenge to get to before there could be resolve. And that resolve feels a little bit willy-nilly. What are you requesting? Okay. Ooh. One more. Uh-oh. Okay. I think something went in a direction that you didn't really even anticipate at all, I think that maybe things went a little bit too far. Not necessarily that someone pushed someone else. I don't get that vibe, but I do feel like there was a big disconnect. There was a lot of resistance, and that's kind of coming to the surface, some of the damage that's been done. And I feel like you knew it was just a matter of time on some level to uncover some of this stuff. I feel like maybe that's why you've been doing some avoiding a little bit, Taurus. No shade, but there is something unexpected that is attached to this situation, and it's kind of putting you in a frame of mind where I don't know that it's worth your time and your energy. You don't seem like you're sold quite yet, because you're waiting on someone else's response. Someone who hasn't been very open, who hasn't been very friendly, someone who's been pretty shut down or closed off. 5 of Swords is when there is no access, right? There's like those heavy boundaries. 9 of Pentacles, wanting to do it all alone, right? And I feel like this person situation either is a lone ranger or just kind of has their own ideas, their own perception and mind of how things should look. And I don't know, like, you're interested at finding some stability, but I don't think you really know how it's going to look. And I feel like there are some hard truths to uncover in the process before you're able to kind of receive this gift, receive this blessing, receive something that you actually want, something that is in alignment with your heart's desire. There, like I said, there's resistance here. There's resistance on both sides, so it makes it really difficult. There's a lot of pointing of the fingers. There's a lot of kind of like maybe he said, she said type vibe. All right, well, celebration. Celebrate what was. Focus on the good, right? I was just in a class learning this the other day, right? Like, if you can't find anything good, find a common thing that you can celebrate, you know, with the other person. Even though, again, it's not the easiest. It doesn't make it, because both parties, like I said, are resistant. Both parties really are having a hard time making peace with or contending with what this dynamic has been. But Spirit is saying that there is more to the story, and I feel like there is something that you know here, Taurus, something that feels in your soul like the right thing to do. It's just a matter of time before you're going to do it anyway. And again, this week looks like it's more about reflection and uncovering what you might have been burying or hiding from yourself. So I really hope that this helped. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always, especially if you've made it this far in the reading. I super appreciate you. I hope you found messages that resonated here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just connect, say hey, share in a little love, a little TLC, because I super appreciate all the support that you bring to the channel and my way. And know that I'm sending that love and blessings back to you.